Hey everyone, Zephyr here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are building a bar in The Sims 2 called the Pink Flamingo Club. This is mainly because I'm obsessed with Chapel Roan at the moment, and I thought it'd be cute to kind of pay homage to her in my Sims game and name the bar after the Pink Pony Club. Is the inside of the building necessarily like the song? No. It's just a bar with a restaurant on top, but the thought was there, okay? Like, I don't need a stage or whatever in this build. I just wanted to name a bar after the Pink Pony Club, and I named it the Pink Flamingo Club, and that's where the comparisons kind of end. But I feel like that's kind of fitting because Chapel took the name Pink Pony Club from another establishment in her hometown, and wrote the song about a bar in California, so she's doing, like, the same thing, okay? You cannot sit here and get mad at me, Mr. Strawman, for this. See, one thing about me is I'll always argue with the little strawman my anxiety creates in my head because I feel like I'm getting ahead of the haters and, you know, debunking all their points before they even commented on my videos. All the haters that don't really exist, because my comment section is mostly nice, but my anxiety just makes things worse sometimes, as anxiety does. But anyway, this video is going to be the next video after a fairly big video of mine came out. If you didn't already know, The Sims 2 celebrated its 20th anniversary on the 14th of September. And it was a pretty big deal to me. Like, The Sims 2 is my favorite game of all time, and I felt like I needed to celebrate it. So I released the 10 reasons why I still play The Sims 2 in 2024 video. And it was basically my love letter to The Sims 2. And though that video was like only 10 minutes long, it took me forever to get together. Like, the night before the anniversary, I had procrastinated, right? Like, I had this video in the back of my mind for months, but it was like I was back in high school and writing a whole essay the day before it was due. So I woke up the morning before the anniversary, like at 8 a.m., and I worked on that video until 2 a.m. the day of the anniversary with, like, minimal breaks. Like, I have no idea why it took me that long. Sometimes I do get distracted for a couple minutes here and there and scroll on my phone or whatever, but I was, like, fairly consistently working on that video throughout the whole day, and it was only 10 minutes long. And it makes me think of those YouTubers who post, like, 4-hour-long videos with, like, way more editing than I did in that video. Like, I get that a lot of them outsource their editing work, but somebody is sitting there actually spending days upon days editing those videos, and that's a lot of work, and I'm insanely impressed because maybe I'm a slow editor, but, like, it's a lot. It was worth it though. I love that the video is getting a lot of support because I worked really hard on it. Plus, in my opinion, it was a great day to be in the Sims 2 community, and I was just glad I could be a part of the celebrations. You know what wasn't a great day to be in the Sims community? Yesterday. The Sims released their little newsletter stating what their plans are for the future of The Sims, and people, of course, were not happy because that's just how the Sims community tends to react to things these days. They pretty much confirmed that they're not working on The Sims 5 at the moment, and the community was in an uproar because of this, and I was kind of in an uproar too, honestly. I'm not putting myself above anyone in this little rant. I was disappointed until I decided to think about it. But the newsletter elaborated, and they were saying that they put together a team to fix the bugs and improve the Sims 4 experience. And honestly, I want to give them a chance. Like, they've been making improvements lately, which have been good. And I'm just gonna give them a fair shot because honestly, I've been doing some reflection, okay? And my ideal Sims 5 would pretty much be The Sims 2 with some minor quality of life improvements, okay? And I think I had a lot of, like, expectations for The Sims 5, and I'm not sure if they were gonna be met. They probably were not gonna be met. And just reflecting on that, I'm like, if my perfect Sims 5 is The Sims 2, why don't I just play The Sims 2? And I feel like that's a better mindset to have. I'm just chilling, enjoying The Sims as a franchise. I'm excited to see what they come out with next. I'm excited for the upcoming movie. Like, I'm gonna remain positive. I don't want to, like, sit here on my little YouTube soapbox and, you know, completely burn my bridges with a game that I love so much. And honestly, I think I'm pretty aware about what I don't like about The Sims 4, and there's things I don't like about The Sims 4 that are completely my fault because I'm not using the game in the right way in order to get the experience I want out of it. I am not putting the time into my game to make it like I want it to be, and that's like totally my fault. It's not the dev's fault. They're giving me the tools, I'm just not using them. If The Sims 2 wasn't available to be played on modern machines today, I would definitely be playing The Sims 4 more and, you know, making the game my own, and I feel like I would have a different relationship with it. So I'm just trying to keep that in mind and not become a channel that just, you know, bashes on The Sims 4 for like no reason other than views. I definitely do think there's things that The Sims 2 does way better than The Sims 4, and I've talked about that in my previous video, right? But I'm willing to give the devs a chance. I don't want to sit here and, you know, just give up on the game already, like give up on The Sims 4 already. I want to see what they got. I'm ready to be impressed. I'm sitting here waiting to be impressed, so they can impress me. And we'll talk about the build for a little bit. I am gonna hide that little piece of leaf sticking out in the corner of the room there. It bothers me too, don't worry. I tried to continue the pink color scheme inside this build because it's called the Pink Llama Club, like it needs to be pink. And I have an issue when it comes to using colors sometimes. Sometimes I just go for very neutral colors and I don't tend to go outside my comfort zone and use brighter colors. So I'm trying to, you know, branch out. I've been saying this for a year, but it's a slow process, okay? Like, I'm slowly learning. And this build is actually available to download down below on my Patreon for free. Like I've been saying, charging for a Sims build would be kind of cringe. And circling back to the Sims 4 news, there was actually another little tidbit of information they dropped during the newsletter. And it's the fact they're going to be working with custom content creators to put their custom content into The Sims. And I have conflicting feelings about this. Because it's going to be paywalled, meaning that you'll have to pay for the packs and a certain percentage will go to the creator and the rest will go to EA. Then you'll have the items in your game. So it's just like buying a stuff pack, right? And part of me is like, well, that's actually wonderful. Like, creators getting paid for their work is a good thing. And if my passion was making custom content and sharing it with people, I would die for the opportunity to work with EA and get paid for it. Right? Like, I understand that mindset because whether we like it or not, the world runs on money, right? Like, everyone needs money and paying people for the work is phenomenal. And also, since The Sims 4 decided to make consoles the same experience as PC, this opens up the chance for console players to get custom content into their game, right? But I feel like it's a slippery slope and there are some downsides to this. My main concern, if EA sees a profit in getting custom content like this monetized, do you think in future iterations of The Sims, which aren't even in development yet, do you think they're going to start making the game less CC friendly? Like, are they going to make it harder for the average Joe to create custom content in The Sims? Like, I'm not even sure if they could do that with the changes they're making in The Sims 4, but, like, I'm just thinking in the future, because I think maybe there will be a Sims 5 in the future, right? It's just, it might take another decade. But, like, are we going to make them think that this is okay? Or, and the thing is, Simmers already spent so much money on the game that I find it hard to justify paying for custom content. Like, I've always found it hard to justifying to pay for custom content. Like, Young Me was a Sims 2 booty pirate, okay? I'm gonna just say it. Like, I like the idea of people getting paid for their work. It's just also I value my money too. And, you know, it's hard. It's hard finding that balance. And I just worry that this might lead The Sims down a dark path. I bet you're getting whiplash with all the, like, opinions I'm sharing on this video, but, like, I'm a Gemini and, like, what I'm saying just makes sense to me right now. Like, I'm perfectly fine with having, like, two conflicting opinions at once on non-important topics. Oh, I also wanted to say that I'm making this bar specifically for my new Pleasant View. Yes, I'm making a new Pleasant View. No, I'm not going to show it on this channel until I get to a very specific point in the series, because I recently discovered, like, Pleasant View 20 years later type videos. And in these videos, people show what happened during their Pleasant View gameplay without, you know, having a whole let's play about it. And I'm like, you know what, I kind of like the vibe. I want to be able to play The Sims 2 on my own without having to worry about recording every single second of it. So I think I'm going to just play Pleasant View and periodically update you guys on it. Because I already have a Let's Play going on, my Build a City Challenge series. I have not abandoned it. It's still a thing. It's just I've been busy with other projects, right? I've been busy with my Sims 2 anniversary video, and I just haven't had time to play it recently, but it's still ongoing. And I want to be able to have a neighborhood I can go back to and just play on my own time and kind of not worry about recording it. Maybe make TikToks about it here and there, but other than that, just kind of keep it my own thing. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it on Tumblr, the screenshots and stuff, but I'm not going to share it in video format. That's the vibe I'm going for. If you have a Tumblr, my Tumblr account is linked down below if you would like to follow along. But expect a video sometime in the future about my Pleasant View. Also, I did playtest this build, and there's a couple issues, but I don't think they're major issues. First of all, you'll notice that I'll be placing cute little centerpieces on the tables upstairs for my Sims to enjoy while they're eating. And though it looked cute, it made it so the food disappeared in front of my Sims as soon as the waiter placed the food down. So I had to go to my original version of the lot where no Sims had visited it before. Don't worry, I try to upload these as safely as I can, okay? And I deleted the centerpieces so you guys don't have to worry about that. But the second issue is something that you do kind of have to worry about. It's the fact that the pathing downstairs can get kind of messed up. Sometimes it was hard for my Sim to get upstairs, but it wasn't like completely obstructing them. So it wasn't a major issue for me, and it wasn't something I felt like I had to change. But that is my little warning to you before you decide to go and download this lot. Okay, circling back to creators making Sims expansion packs, I want to be incredibly Dululu and talk about what I would do if I was in that situation. If EA came to me and were like, hey Zephyr, we love your Sims 2 content. Do you want to work on The Sims 4 with us? And I'd be like, yeah, this is what I would do. I'd want to make a pack dedicated to old Sims 2 memories. I don't know what it would be called. Maybe Sims 4 Blast from the Past or Sims 4 Time Capsule. But I'd want to bring back some like iconic Sims 2 items and have them in The Sims 4. And I get that there's custom content that does this, whatever. But like having an official like little piece of Sims 2 history in The Sims 4 would be fun. Like I'd want to recreate some old Create a Sim outfits, even the cringy ones. I'd want to maybe bring back the like exercise spear thing that scared me as a kid, but now I consider to be one of the most iconic items in the game. I'd want to bring back like just various different objects that were in The Sims 2 just for that nostalgia factor, like maybe that blue video game console, a recreation of the hot tubs. Like it would just be random little objects like that, but I would have so much fun just picking out the objects and asking the Sims devs to make them again for me. Like that's what I would do. And for the memes, I would bring back the exercise bike that kills your Sims. It wouldn't be as much of a chance. It'd be like a random chance to kill your Sims, but I feel like it'd be a fun little Easter egg. If you didn't know, The Sims 2 has a exercise bike that is actually bugged, and if you don't fix it without a mod, your Sim will basically stay on that bike forever if you don't tell them otherwise until they die. And I just feel like it'd be a fun little feature to bring back in The Sims 4 and, you know, potentially have your Sim die on the exercise bike if they happen to stay on it too long. And it's just like have it be a random chance, like getting hit by a satellite. But I feel like The Sims 4 needs more random opportunities for your Sims to die. So I would definitely bring that back. I would make it kind of clear in the item's description that there's a chance for nefarious things to happen, and I feel like that'd be a fun little Easter egg to put in that pack. But yeah, I'm really excited to get this neighborhood up and running. I think I'm going to be throwing in some of my already made community lots into this neighborhood because sometimes I feel like Pleasant View is a little bit lacking. And I'm still trying to decide if I want to go and edit the Pleasant View lots for myself before I play. That seems like a lot of work, and I just kind of want to jump into gameplay. Like, I haven't actually sat down and played The Sims 2 without recording it in a while, and just having to set up the whole like neighborhood seems kind of exhausting to me. So I might just play and let the hood like get better looking as the gameplay progresses, but like, I'm not sure. I like the idea of playing with a Pleasant View that's kind of like mended by my own hands and customized, but also I like the idea of playing Pleasant View how Maxis intended it to be played, right? And I'm kind of like struggling between trying to decide how I'm gonna play this version of my neighborhood. What do you guys do in this situation? Do you like edit like all the lots in Pleasant View, or do you just go and play? Or do you like edit the neighborhood over time? I'm curious because like I'm struggling to decide how I'm gonna go about doing this, and that's part of the reason why I haven't started gameplay yet. Here I am just adding the finishing touches to the restaurant portion of this build. Like I said, those cute little centerpieces are gonna be gone in the final build. They were not working. I'm very sad about it. But your Sims would have been sadder if their food was just zapped away before they could even eat it, so it was a sacrifice we had to make. But that being said, now that I'm doing some thinking, I think I used to have a mod that made it so Sims could eat with these centerpieces on the table, and I don't think it's currently in my game because a few months ago I had to redo my mods folder, and that might be why I thought it would work and it's not working now. So maybe I'll have to look into that and see if I can get the mod back in my game. I don't know why I'm thinking of this just now though. You would think that would pop into my head when I was building and playtesting, but no. It happens a day later when I'm recording this voiceover. As I was recording this, I knew that Don Lothario was going to need another spot to woohoo if this was going to be in my Pleasant View. So I knew I was going to have to make a little courtyard in the back of the build and put a little hot tub there, you know, just so Don had a taste of his natural habitat at the bar. I felt like it was really fitting. I think it is good zookeeping for my Sims. Like, they need a little taste of home in their little habitats, right? And I think Don is going to be spending a lot of time at this bar trying to pick up ladies, so you can't say I don't think of my Sims. Maybe I should make like a little art museum for Darren or something. Like, make it wholesome and not woohoo related. I feel like that'd be cute. That might be a good speed build idea. I might do that. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna make an art museum. I don't know when the video will be out, but it will be out eventually, and my Sims will have a cute little museum to go to, maybe for dates and such. I don't know. I'm excited. But anyway, we are getting towards the end of the video now. If you guys liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more Sims 2 content, and like I said, if you would like to download the build, it is available down below on my Patreon. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.